Hi, I'm Constance Jones. It's Tuesday, April 13th, and you're watching The 6 on NBC6.
Don't kill me, please, don't kill me.
A man begs a gunman to spare his life during a carjacking. It's caught on camera. This happened in North Lauderdale last Wednesday, just after 3 in the morning. Detectives are hoping that this video will help find the gunman and others involved. Neighbors say they heard the gunshots and cars leaving this location. The video shows the victim on the ground pleading for his life. Now, his Mercedes was stolen, but detectives say the car showed up an hour later in Fort Lauderdale.
What's important to remember here is that this victim is lucky to be alive. This was a very violent crime. The individuals who carried out this crime were armed. They are dangerous.
Detectives are asking the public to help identify the criminals. If you know anything, give police a call. Well, after being in a coma for weeks, a pastor who's the victim of a hit and run has finally woken up. It's the moment that his family has been praying for. But doctors say that Pastor Noah Aguilar has a long road to recovery. The Miami Beach pastor was riding his bike on the MacArthur Causeway last month when he was hit by a car and then left for dead. He is still battling a fever, infection, and several injuries.
We're praying for my father for he to be fine, and we know that this is hard.
Now, officers eventually tracked down the driver, who is now facing several charges. The FDA and CDC is recommending pausing the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after 6 people in the United States experienced, quote, a rare and severe type of blood clot after receiving the shot. In a joint statement, the agency says that the recommendation is, quote, out of an abundance of caution. Some 6.8 million people have received the single-shot vaccine in the United States. Well, the city of Brooklyn Center is on edge after hundreds of protesters took to the street late last night. Police throwing tear gas and stun grenades to break up the crowds after curfew. Officials say 40 arrests were made and some officers suffered minor injuries. The unrest was sparked following the killing of a black man by a police officer in a Minneapolis suburb. Investigators say that Officer Kim Porter meant to stun 20-year-old Dante Wright with a taser gun, but accidentally grabbed her firearm and shot him instead. This all happened during a traffic stop on Sunday. Porter, who is a 26-year veteran of the force, has been placed on administrative leave, but protesters, they're angry and they say they want that officer fired. All right, while you're trying to fill up, they're trying to drain you out. We're talking about gas pump skimmers that are used to steal your money when you're paying with a credit card or a debit card. Since January, 251 gas pump skimmers have been uncovered at pumps across the state. Agricultural Commissioner Nikki Freed recently visited Hialeah to try and fuel up support for gas pump security legislation. The legislation would require more safety measures in place, include taking pumps and skimmers out of service
until it's actually been re-inspected to make sure there's no skimmers and no issues with the pump. It also requires gas stations to report skimmers or breach of security within 3 days of them also being notified.
Now, here are some things you can do to protect yourself. Make sure there is no tampering. Try jiggling the credit card machine to make sure it's stable. And try to use pumps that are closer to the store with more light and with more people. Well, it seems like the hospitality industry in South Florida is facing a new threat. No workers. Businesses are looking to hire more employees, but not enough are applying. NBC reporter Amanda Placencia has a deeper look.
These burgers may be well done, but finding someone to cook them can be rare. As the hospitality industry starts to slowly pick back up, some restaurants are facing some labor issues.
We are seeing across all of our stores a real demand for employment and employees, but not a whole lot of applicants.
Restaurant owners like Tim Petrillo tell us they're seeing more customers, which is bringing in much needed revenue. But getting hospitality workers to come in has been a struggle.
We have to close down stations in our restaurants. We could literally be operating at 100% of volume that we were in 2019 with 75% of the staff.
And he's not the only one.
I know a lot of restaurants are struggling to find kitchen staff. That's one of the biggest things. Besides, the front of house, the back of house is extremely hard to find right now because of the unemployment, the stimulus checks coming through.
Managers we spoke with say a combination of factors, including government assistance and people leaving the industry, could be the reason for the issue.
Because of the stimulus checks, unemployment checks, it's been keeping people on the sidelines versus going back into the workplace.
Some restaurants are shaking things up to get staff in the door. A few spots have even resorted to training opportunities and cash bonuses.
We would offer training as long as you're willing to absorb the information. Internally, we have some incentives for people, trying to get their friends, family, whatever we can right now.
From employee retention bonuses to headhunters and recruitment firms to signing bonuses. It's just a big challenge.
At Bodega Taqueria and Tequila, they're even offering up a $400 signing bonus for some open positions.
We're here for everybody in the hospitality industry. Right?
On the other end of the spectrum, hospitality workers from the Diplomat Beach Resort want to get back to work. Their union met up on Monday asking Broward County commissioners to ensure that their jobs are intact whenever the hotel and convention center reopens. A tough spot for both sides as the hospitality industry works to come back stronger. Reporting in Fort Lauderdale, Amanda Placencia, NBC6 News.
Look at that. All right, thanks for watching The 6. Remember, you can follow us the latest news online at NBC6.com and by downloading the NBC6 app. I'm Constance Jones.